Alright, so we're back. Day 2 now. I currently have my uncle helping me. So right now we have, I took off the gasket from the intake manifold, put the new one on. Sorry, that branch right there literally just fell from that tree. But like I was saying, got the intake manifold gasket off, got the new one on, got the oil sandwich plate on, and the oil feed line on. But now it's time to put on the turbo and clock everything and start connecting all the feed lines and drain lines and all that fun stuff. And then intercooler and then intake manifold goes on, because it was easier to remove everything without the intake manifold on and not have to do it from underneath the car, which is going to be more time consuming and more annoying. So let's keep going. Just so you could get a quick look of what I'm doing, this is the oil sandwich plate there, as you can see from glow shift. These ports, like I said, were like super hard to get out, so that's why they're all messed up. The threads on the head on the bolt. This is the oil pressure sensor for my oil pressure gauge. This is the feed line for the turb ski. I don't know if I'm gonna switch these two around and put the oil pressure sensor over here. It makes more sense because that way I can actually connect it, and this way I can run the oil feed line that way and around to the turbo, because it's gonna sit over here instead of being on the right side, since this is a keep AC, keep power steering kit for now until I start going custom. I cleaned up the block a little bit with some brake cleaner and a rag. It looks way better than it did before. And then yesterday I went out and bought some little plugs, and I plugged that little port up there for the coolant. Got a longer hose, as we're gonna need it for other things, like this little longer hose here for the little breather box it has didn't fit. So I'm recycling parts here from my old intake manifold, so hopefully that's enough parts that I need and I don't need to go out and spend more money on this kit. But so far everything's good. So far haven't run into any like crazy issues of like fitment or anything, but we're getting there. Okay, so I decided to actually switch the oil feed line and the sensor. The sensor used to be up here and then the oil feed line used to be down here. So what I did was just flip it. So now we have left is to tighten that up. Let me plug in my knock sensor before I forget. Plug that up with the oil filter and tighten the actual bolt that's in there. And then now it's time to mount this on. I got that stud out that broke right there. Well, not the stud, the actual bolt that broke right there. Got it out. So now I need a new exhaust bolt to go in there to replace that. But I think the kit came with it. So we're gonna do that after we mount this on and assemble all these little feed and drain lines and all that nice stuff. And then we're gonna clock the turbo once we mount it, and then put the drain and feed and go underneath and put the oil pan. Alright, we did it. So this is the first look of the turbo on. That AC right there, it's gonna look like it's gonna be a problem for an exhaust later on. Alright, so this is the underview of everything. We had to notch the block a little bit, the webbing, because the turbo was actually hitting like right there. So right there we had to notch the block, as you could see that bare aluminum or whatever the heck this is. But yeah, fitment was tight, but it worked. Now onto the intercooler piping and making sure that the turbo is clocked right and that there isn't any kinks in the lines and the oil drain line isn't fighting gravity or all that stuff. Okay, installed the turbo again. Installed the oil feed line, but so far oil feed line, that's how it's going to be angled up a little bit. It's not going to be completely straight. It's going to be on an angle.
because the oil feed line hits the actual headers. So that's what we're dealing with now.
So we got the oil pan off. There isn't any shavings in there, which is actually a good thing. I thought we would have shavings because of when I misshifted and sort of bent the valve. I mean, I didn't chip it, but I bent it, but you never know. So this is what the oil pan looks like in all its glory. I just used a little bit of brake cleaner to clean it up. I don't know if somebody like etched their name in there. I don't know what the heck that says, but whoever you are, hello. And then this is the little Velcro gasket that I got. Sorry for the brake cleaner being in the way. There you go. So now time to install this. I'm not going to show it because it's really hard to record under there, and it being dark and everything, you're not going to be able to see anything anyways. So it's like super dark and dirty, and it's just an oil pan and a gasket and simply bolting it up. So there's no real like learning curve to it. So let's do that quick. So my buddy Mike came over, as you can see him right there, pretty boy Mike. We got this on the oil drain line, and I actually went to Home Depot and got like this little fitting here. I'll put like the little bagging whenever I get it. This little fitting here for I could thread it on to the actual oil pan, and we got the tool right here, which is an Allen head, to remove that little bung that's up there, which I didn't have this tool. So let's see if these actually fit. Okay, so got the little bung thing removed. The socket that we used was a 3/8, and it's super out of focus, but just believe me, it's 3/8 Allen key right there. So now the moment of truth is if this thing actually fits on there or not. So let's see. Oh yes, it does. It's in half. Oh, got a little tight there, huh? Hopefully this threads on without a problem. Let's try the other side as well. Oh, I think the other side is too big, or too small, I mean. Well, this is the side that actually fit, so that's good. So now time to put the oil drain line in and put the intake manifold on, and then we should have everything ready to go. For the Skunk 2 manifold, you apparently need two things. You need a Type R throttle cable, right? This is GSR, not a Type R. So I have to wait for that to come in, and then you need the bracket for the Type R throttle cable, and then this little throttle body thing that's non-GSR. And I have a GSR one, and I need a non-GSR one. So gotta go to the junkyard and get me one of those while I wait for the cable to come in. Have the oil feed line already in, wastegate is in, dump tube. I had to take off the fan for the AC because it did not want to fit, so I'm gonna have to get this custom fabbed to like route this way or something, and then come down here, or maybe I have to take out the AC in general. Also got the oil drain line in, which is right there. It's all downhill, so that's what you want. Alright, so I've been dealing with this headache for like 2 days now. This intake manifold is not how I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like basically like plug and play, but it's not. And the AM fuel rail didn't come with this little rail right here that goes back to the fuel filter, so I need to buy that. I'm just gonna stick with the OEM fuel rail, as well with these little sensors here, like this purge valve or whatever it's called, purge solenoid or whatever, evap. This that connects to the big black canister right down there. I'll probably delete that in the future, just not right now. So I mounted it on here to the stock throttle cable location. There used to be a bracket there, but I took it off. And I connected everything to its corresponding spot. So now I'm gonna start putting on the charge pipe and hopefully start connecting everything, and maybe we could have a first start. I actually went to AutoZone and got one of these little adapter thingies for the throttle body, since it's a 70 mil. It's a 3" to 2.5, I believe. So let's see if it actually connects.
Well, you know, let's make it easier. So it's throttle body time. Please fit. Ooh, perfect. Perfect, perfect.
So I got everything just mounted on, nothing's tightened down. I don't know how the blow-off valve is going to fit in here. Hopefully it does. If not, then GG in the chat, because these AC lines are in the way of this pipe. And I have no idea if I could even bend these without like cracking them or something. But I got most of the stuff already mounted on. This is what it looks like. First look. I need a bigger intercooler. And also, and to be honest, I'd rather have it mounted with like the inlets to the intercooler downwards, like, you know, right here would be down here. How this kit is designed, and probably because of the Skunk 2 intake, not everything aligns perfect. They probably had this for a stock GSR intake manifold, but it goes under fine. See, not too low, and it goes up into the turbo right there. But yeah, this is what it looks like. So hopefully I could tighten everything down and be done, because I am exhausted. I just need to wait on that stupid cable and tidy some other things up that are like, you know, some loose ends, and then wire everything like boost gauge, oil pressure gauge, vacuum lines, all that fun stuff. But this wastegate, it actually brought one spring. I don't know how many pounds, but there's only one spring in there. There's no extra springs or nothing. So this wastegate is super basura, super trash. So I need to upgrade that ASAP, and then get some custom piping all around for I can have it how I want it. But if you're in a crunch, I think this eBay turbo kit would work for you, especially for the price point. I think it's worth it. Thank you guys for watching. This is going to be the end of this video. I'll probably do a first start in the next video. Yes, I know I've been saying that, but there's going to be a first start in the next video, because I'm going to just finish everything up here, tightening up like vacuum lines and all that, and I'll show you what I did in the next video, like the process of that, and the gauges, wiring as well. So thank you guys for watching, and peace out.